Okay, so 我们这个 video 要讲关于到的是我们的oxidization for the alcohol. Just a quick note, 我们的 oxidization in alcohols it will be categorized in three according to 那个characteristic of the alcohol, which is is it characteristic? No, it's the classification, not characteristic. What am I saying? But it's according to that. Okay, so it's according to primary, secondary, and tertiary. Now, primary 本身 so let's start with primary. Okay, primary 本身呢 it will have in two stages. Okay, at first 我们会有我们的 primary alcohol. It goes to 我们的 aldehydes. Okay, then after that it will go to carboxylic acid. 这个就是 primary 的部分。So, for example, 如果我这里看一下有没有 example. Yep, so we do. This is the first primary part. 我们现在一开始有一个 primary alcohol. It's primary because it only has one carbon of the carbon that the alcohol or hydroxide has been attached. So in this case, it has been oxidized first. 所以我们就看到的一个东西就是我们这一个就是 oxidize as in we are taking out one oxygen. Okay, so hence take out one not take out one oxygen so not take out one oxygen, what I'm saying, but it will take out one of the hydrogen. Okay, then it will be like, hey, wait a second, I still need one more. Okay, so in this case 我们就可以看到的是我们的it will get a further oxidization and it will result into ethanoic acid. Okay, now in order to do this, you do have to refer to one of the practical skills that's known as distillation with addition, which is at the bottom. Okay, which you will do some self-studies with some videos attached. Okay, but as we mentioned, 如果你要得到 aldehydes, you need to have our distillation with addition. So this is distillation with addition, and in order to get the carboxylic acid, 我们要用到的是 the skills at the bottom that's known as heating under reflex. Okay. Right, let's go to secondary. Okay, so in secondary 我们是讲关于到 going from secondary, it will go to 我们的propanone. Okay, we will look at the example here. So propanol, so for example 我们这里有一个 propanol. Okay, and then after that 这个是等一下这个是 is it according to the no, it should be this one. Okay, so for example 我们有 propane 2OL. Okay, that's our 这个是我们的那个 secondary 的 okay, because you can see from here 这里的 carbon you will have 1 and 2. Okay, so this is a secondary one. So what happens is there's one oxygen coming here, it will take out one of the hydrogen. In fact, is it only one? No, it's actually two. Okay, so 他就讲 okay 我会 take out two hydrogens. So that is the reason why it's called oxidized, because the hydrogen has been attracted to the oxygen. Okay, so that results into propane. Okay, which is on the right hand side here. Okay, but you cannot further oxidize in this case. Right. Now when it comes to tertiary, this is interesting, but when it comes to tertiary, there is no possible method to oxidize by oxidize by 我们的 potassium dichromate number 6. Okay, so 原因很简单 ，the carbon 如果我们有任何的一个 let's have a look. Let me go back up. I think it will be a good referral. So for example, if I'm referring to this one, okay, so when it comes to the carbon that's attaching, there is no hydrogen that's directly attached to the carbon that it is in the red square. But in primary and secondary, they do. As in, okay, so what are the hydrogens that I have attached? Here and here directly. So that's the reason why primary 它可以拿2个 secondary 它就会拿这一个 and also at the same time the alcohol one. So that is the reason why all of the parts, okay, in tertiary it does not have any oxidization, but 我们的 primary and secondary does have it. Okay, so that's just, hopefully that clears up the mess. I know that I've been holding this information. I really want to spit it out, but hopefully that gives you like an ending of, oh right, that's how the oxidization happens. Alright, so a few more things. 我们在这里我们会学到的关于到是 Fleming's the solution. Okay, Fleming's solution is a solution that is alkali solution, okay, containing with copper. So it's actually an oxidizing agent. Okay, so as in like it's taking out, that's like, you know, getting rid of, 就是用很像我们刚刚的那个 oxidization 的情况。Okay, so what does that mean? 如果我们 is a clear blue, if the clear blue solution turns to opaque, then there exists 我们的 copper oxide. So let's have a look. That is 我们的 Fleming's the solution that's coming with the copper. So that's the reason why it's bluish. Okay. Now, when it comes to, if it becomes red color, okay, what it means is that 我们的 copper here, it has been deducted from 2 plus to a plus. Okay, so that is the reason why there's a change of color. Okay, so that is why that is also representing 我们的 aldehyde is being oxidized to carboxylic acid. Okay, now for example, if I have ketones, okay, it cannot be oxidized. Okay, you can Google search on it, but like someone's video and stuff, maybe I can put it up if I have the time. But ketones, 如果你把它加进去我们的这个 Fleming's solution, you do not have any changes. So that means the oxidization does not happen. Okay, so what happens is Fleming's 它是 copper, which is a blue color. If it changes color, that means it has been oxidized, and it will change to red. And the next one, it's actually tolerance. With tolerance region, okay, it's actually 我们的silver nitrate, the in excessive of the ammonia solution. So 如果我们把这个 aldehyde, okay, 把它 warm 好了, okay, so what happens 就是我们加热给它有一个温度, it will become this silver color on the left side. Okay, it will go from here to the left side, transition after warming to here. Okay, so that's what we call a silver mirror. It looks like a mirror for that. So what happens is that 我们这里同样的也是 oxidized happen, so you can see that Ag plus has been reduced to Ag. Okay, so that's what happens to the 我们的这个 silver. Right, so in conclusion, that's also where aldehyde, it's also oxidized to 我们的 carboxylic acid. Now, as I mentioned before, in alcohols, you will need two practicals. One is heating under reflux. I did attach one video. Feel free to kind of like look over of how other people do. But the other one is basically distillation with addition. Okay, have a read of these notes. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, and that'll be it for alcohols.